TikTok creator Coffee Crazed shared this chilling recording after noticing that her dog had become unusually alert inside the living room. The animal repeatedly stared toward one side of the room as though it could sense something lurking nearby. Curious and increasingly uneasy, Coffee Crazed turned the camera to investigate and discovered something terrifying in the darkness.
Maxie boy, hi. What the hell is in the window? What? Caitlin, do you see that? Come here, look in the window. What is this? What is that? I don't know.
Outside the window, a pale, distorted face appears to be staring directly into the house. Its ghostly head remains eerily motionless behind the glass, while the rest of its body is completely swallowed by darkness. As the camera moves closer, the sinister figure never looks away, as though it has been silently watching the room the entire time.
Maxie boy, hi. What the hell is in the window? What? Caitlin, do you see that? Come here, look in the window. What is this? What is that? I don't know.
Perhaps the face-like shape was only a reflection from somewhere inside the brightly lit room, distorted by the dark window glass. It could also have been an ordinary object outside that merely resembled a human head. But if nothing was actually there, why did the dog appear so disturbed? Was this simply a terrifying illusion created by reflections, or was something sinister staring into Coffee Crazed's home from the darkness? TikTok user Selena shared this chilling recording from inside a building where she believed she was completely alone. While sitting behind a table, she began to feel as though someone was secretly watching her from the adjoining hallway. Unable to shake the sinister feeling, Selena aimed her phone toward the distant doorway and slowly zoomed in, only to discover that she may not have been alone after all. Peering around the edge of the distant doorway is what appears to be a pale, ghostly face. Only part of its head is visible as it remains unnaturally still, silently watching Selena through the narrow glass opening. The mysterious figure lingers there for several seconds, but just before the recording ends, it suddenly withdraws behind the wall and vanishes from sight. Perhaps Selena unknowingly recorded another person attempting to frighten her, or an ordinary object in the hallway that only resembled a human face from this angle. But if nobody else was supposed to be inside the building, what was silently peering through the doorway? Was this merely an elaborate prank, or had Selena captured a sinister apparition watching her from the other side? TikTok user at Leni CJ shared a terrifying series of recordings that allegedly began inside her bedroom. On June 15th, she claimed she had just awakened from a 4-hour nap when an unexplained knocking sound began somewhere beyond her open door. Believing she was alone, she remained in bed and aimed her phone toward the dark hallway. But as she continued recording, something sinister appeared from the shadows. Partially concealed behind the doorframe, what resembles a pale human face can be seen peering into the bedroom. Dark hair appears to surround its head as it remains unnaturally still, silently watching her from the hallway. No body is clearly visible beneath it. Seconds later, the ghostly face slowly retreats behind the wall and disappears, leaving the doorway completely empty. 2 days later, the creator uploaded another disturbing video with the message, "Please, not again." While standing near the kitchen, she noticed another unexplained disturbance coming from an adjoining room. Still haunted by what she had recorded days earlier, she cautiously approached the doorway to investigate. The distant door appears to slowly move on its own before suddenly closing, even though nobody can be seen standing beside it. The terrified creator cautiously follows the disturbance through the house and eventually enters a walk-in closet, where several drawers have apparently been pulled open. Yet after searching the cramped space, she finds no intruder hiding among the clothes, only an empty room left in complete disorder. According to the creator, the unexplained activity became so disturbing that she eventually moved away from her old home. She hoped that leaving the property would finally end the haunting. But on June 22nd, she uploaded another nighttime recording from behind a set of curtains, claiming that the situation had become far more serious.
Mom? Mom? Where were you? Why didn't you save me?
Beyond the curtains, a tall, shadowy figure appears to be standing motionless outside the window. Its dark head and narrow body form an eerie, human-like silhouette against the pale light beyond the glass. The sinister presence never knocks or attempts to enter. It simply remains there, silently watching from outside, as though whatever had haunted the previous house had somehow discovered where she was now living.
Mom? Mom? Where were you? Why didn't you save me?
The face in the first recording could have belonged to someone hiding in the hallway, while airflow or an uneven hinge may have moved the door in the second video. The final silhouette might simply be an object outside the window, distorted by reflections and darkness. The entire series could also have been carefully staged. But if the creator genuinely moved away to escape the disturbances, how did the same sinister presence seemingly find her again? Were these merely 3 elaborate horror videos, or had something paranormal followed her from the old house to the new one? Reddit user DrySelection421 shared this eerie footage, claiming it was recorded during a funeral in Ireland in 1966. As several mourners solemnly gather around the grave and lower the coffin into the earth, nothing initially seems out of place. Everyone remains focused on the burial, completely unaware that the old camera may have captured something deeply disturbing farther inside the cemetery. This is what was caught. Behind the mourners, a dark, human-like figure appears among the distant gravestones. Draped in what resembles a long, black cloak, the sinister presence slowly bends toward one of the graves before rising again. Its movements seem strangely unnatural, yet nobody attending the funeral turns around or reacts, as though the mysterious figure was invisible to everyone except the camera. Perhaps this was simply another mourner tending to a nearby grave, with the poor quality of the decades-old film obscuring their appearance. But why does the figure seem so unnaturally dark? And why does no one acknowledge its presence? Was this merely a living person distorted by the old camera? Or did the funeral attract a ghostly mourner from beyond the grave? Old Historic Harriman Hospital is a historic Tennessee landmark originally built in the 1930s and expanded several times over the decades. The abandoned hospital is already surrounded by disturbing stories of unexplained footsteps, shadowy figures, and restless spirits haunting its empty rooms. But when a surveillance camera was left watching a deserted second-floor corridor, it recorded a slow and chilling disturbance with no visible person nearby. At the beginning of the recording, the large wooden door on the right side of the corridor is wide open. Then, without anyone entering the hallway, it slowly begins swinging across the passage. The heavy door continues moving for nearly a minute before coming to rest almost completely closed. No hand, person, or obvious source can be seen anywhere around it, and the long corridor beyond remains eerily deserted throughout the entire event. Perhaps a draft, uneven flooring, air pressure changes, or a faulty hinge caused the door to move gradually on its own. The recording could also have been deliberately staged beyond the camera's view, but inside a hospital already associated with death and alleged paranormal activity, the unexplained movement becomes far more sinister. Was this simply an old door shifting inside a decaying building? Or did an unseen presence silently close it from somewhere beyond the corridor? TikTok creator Leni shared this terrifying recording from a nighttime drive through Oregon. While traveling along a deserted road bordered by dense forest, someone inside the vehicle noticed a strange presence among the trees. They slowed down just long enough to record it, but whatever stood beyond the roadside looked disturbing enough that they refused to leave the vehicle or investigate.
What'd you see?
What the frick is that?
What? It's behind that tree.
Nana, what is that?
What?
Across the road, a tall, pitch-black figure appears to be standing beside a large tree. Its narrow body forms an eerie, human-like silhouette, but no face, clothing, or recognizable features can be seen. The mysterious presence remains unnaturally still as the vehicle passes, partially concealed by the trunk, as though it had been lurking there and watching the road from the darkness. Leni says they immediately drove away without looking back.
What'd you
What the
see?
frick is that?
What? It's behind that tree.
Nana, what is that?
What?
Perhaps the ominous shape was merely a broken branch, a shadow cast across the tree, or an ordinary person standing beside the road. But its tall, featureless appearance makes it difficult to identify, and raises the chilling question of why anyone would remain motionless in those isolated woods at night. Was this simply a terrifying illusion created by darkness and passing headlights? Or did Leni unknowingly record something sinister waiting beside the road? TikTok user Scary Night shared this chilling footage, reportedly recorded by a worker during his first night shift inside a factory. While patrolling the enormous building alone, he hears a mysterious noise coming from a dark and isolated section of the property. Believing someone may be lurking nearby, he cautiously follows the sound toward a closed door, unaware that a sinister presence is about to reveal itself behind him.
One more door.
Yeah, this one's heavy. I'm here all by myself.
The worker approaches the door and carefully checks it, attempting to discover what caused the unexplained disturbance. But while his attention remains fixed on the doorway, a faint, ghostly apparition briefly appears farther down the corridor behind him. The pale, human-shaped figure seems partially transparent as it silently emerges from the darkness. Moments later, the sinister presence vanishes without making a sound. The worker never notices it and eventually walks away, completely unaware that something terrifying may have been watching him.
I'm here all by myself.
The mysterious shape could have been another worker standing farther down the corridor, or an ordinary object distorted by darkness, poor video quality, and the camera's movement. The recording may also have been carefully staged, but if the worker truly was alone, who or what silently appeared behind him while he checked the door? Was this merely a shadow resembling a person, or did the camera capture a sinister apparition haunting the factory during his first night shift? TikTok creator at Banana Pancakes 0 was recording herself while casually ranting inside her bedroom. At first, nothing seemed unusual, but midway through the video, a faint disturbance behind her suddenly interrupted the recording, leaving her visibly unsettled and questioning whether something paranormal might be inside the house.
Weird. People are gonna wear what they want to wear. Oh, my power just went out. Wait, no it didn't. The I don't know what just... Bro. What the Okay, I don't know what just happened, but anyway. Did you guys see that? Anyway, where was I? I've seen a video about like people actually have these things like Halloween magic business. Like people just scary. Who cares? I don't care. I mean,
While the creator speaks directly to the camera, the partially open door behind her appears to slowly shift, without anyone touching it. She suddenly hears or senses the movement and cautiously turns to inspect the doorway, but no person can be seen nearby. The dark room beyond appears completely deserted. Moments later, another subtle disturbance draws her attention back toward the same doorway, as though an unseen presence is lingering just outside the bedroom.
like bro, what the is going on? I think my house is haunted. It's not even like raining outside or anything. It's not my power. I'm alone. What the is going on?
Perhaps the door was moved by airflow, an uneven floor, or a loose hinge, while ordinary noises elsewhere in the house made the moment feel more sinister. The video could also have been staged for entertainment, but if nobody else was nearby, what caused the doorway to move precisely while she was recording, and what made her suddenly sense something behind her? Was this merely an ordinary door shifting on its hinges, or did an unseen presence interrupt her rant to reveal that she was not alone?